Hi, I'm Anders from Ortofon. I work in sales. I've been working at Ortofon for a little more than 4 years. I'm sitting here today with Leif Johannsen, and we're going to be talking about the Ortofon exclusive cartridge series.
Yeah, Anders, it's going to be exciting. So I've been here for a little bit more than 14 years. My title right now is Chief Officer of Acoustics and Research, and I'm basically responsible for developing new cartridges and also developing new concepts.
But you're also responsible for what we would call the Ortofon sound?
Yeah, the Ortofon sound is something about really being true to the sound in the groove. So we want to be honest about this, having the right sound out of the groove.
Basically being true to the groove.
Exactly.
Perfect. So the first cartridge you made in the exclusive series is the MC Windfeld. This was made back in 2008, and it was made as a tribute towards Per Windfeld, of course.
Yeah, after a few years at Ortofon, it became really clear to me how important he has been for Ortofon for all these many years, 30 years he has been at Ortofon. So it was quite obvious that it would make sense to make a tribute cartridge to Per Windfeld. Over the time, he had told me that especially one cartridge he liked a lot, and that is the MC Jubilee. Look like this. I decided that the MC Windfeld should be based upon the MC Jubilee.
And what is Per Windfeld's legacy to Ortofon?
Well, as I told you, 30 years, that's a long time. So during that time, he made a lot of really important contributions to Ortofon. Many cartridges, I can only mention a few of them right now. The Concord series back from 78, and then take two of the more high-end cartridges that we have, the MC 5000, and then also, of course, the MC Jubilee. So those cartridges are really, really important for Ortofon.
What about the 2M series? This was also designed, was a cooperation between you guys?
Yeah, this is even more important also now, because it's very important for Ortofon, the 2M series. But yeah, Per Windfeld has been working on the 2M series for quite a while when I arrived. So we had to finish it. So I was working together with him on finishing the 2M series over this half year we had together. So we had really many talks about the cartridge and the sound. And so he's really into cartridges, and he's into music, like I am. I visited his place a couple of times, and we really listened to music, talk cartridge. So it was really, really fun to have this half year together with him.
So and a cartridge to tribute to this special person, it must be difficult. I mean, how do you start? What's the process? What do you put in a cartridge?
Well, yeah. So luckily I had the MC Jubilee as a starting point, and the MC Jubilee is a really nice cartridge. You know, it's a Shibata diamond, a boron cantilever, and also the wide range damping system. So the starting point is really, really nice. But I wanted to use a different stylus. I wanted to use this that we have a model of down here, the Replicant 100, which was used in the MC 5000, also one of Per Windfeld's cartridges. So this diamond is, in fact, very special. It's designed to be very close to the shape of a cutting needle. So it's very sharp, and it has a very sort of even still solid body. So it has extremely high resolution because it's sharp, but it's also very solid, so you can also get a really solid, precise bass out of it. So I would really like to use this one.
And why is that so important? What's the sound? I mean, why is this such an important stylus to you?
Very, very high resolution, really, really good bass reproduction. Basically the best stylus we have at Ortofon still now. As you would see, this is what we use in all our exclusive series. And I would then use it on the boron cantilever, which was already in the MC Jubilee. So that was a new thing, boron cantilever with the Replicant 100.
So we have a very high performing stylus in the MC Windfeld. What else, which other elements did you put into the MC Windfeld?
Well, I wanted to stabilize the cartridge, because in order to have the stylus really performing the best way in the groove, the body has to be really vibration free and very solid. So I made a modification to the body from the MC Jubilee. So the middle part of the body was made as a new part in a different alloy in order to really stabilize and add some damping. And then at the same time, I was about to add some of the other things that Ortofon had been using for many years, also part of Per Windfeld's legacy. Field stabilizing element, which is sort of a way to stabilize the magnetic field around the armature with the coil. And of course, I was going to use the wide range damping system again. It's really a way of sort of overcoming a compromise. If you don't have the wide range damping, you will only have one rubber suspension. And that rubber suspension has, of course, to take care of the whole frequency range, high frequencies and low frequencies. And the thing is that you would like to have good damping at high frequencies, but you would also like to have a high compliance at low frequencies, really to have a good tracking ability. So if you have one rubber suspension, it has to be a compromise, sort of medium hard, in order to do good at both ends. Wide range damping is about having two rubber suspension divided by a heavy metal disc, heavy relative because it's very small, but it's made out of gold or platinum in order to have as much mass as possible. And then at low frequencies, both rubber suspensions are working at the same time. So you would get something which is rather soft. You would have really nice tracking ability. But at the high frequencies, the heavy metal disc will then decouple one of the rubber suspensions, so only one is functioning, so then it's more hard, and then you would really have more damping.
So we have all these special elements in the MC Windfeld. What does it sound like?
It's really true to the grooves. Very analytic, very clean, really perfect reproduction in the high frequencies, very solid, precise bass. So exactly what you could call the Ortofon sound.
So a very good start to our exclusive cartridge series.
Well, I like it a lot. I liked it a lot. So it's a good cartridge, really a good cartridge. But the thing was that, well, did other people like it?
Yeah, I know there's a good story waiting here because you were very anxious waiting for people's verdict of this brand new cartridge.
Yeah, sure. It was my first high-end cartridge. So I designed it so that it had what I would call the Ortofon sound, but it also had the sound that I like. So I also had my sound. It's difficult to design a cartridge to a different sound that you do not like. So this is a cartridge where I like the sound. So therefore, I really hoped that our customers and also reviewers would like the sound. So one of the important reviewers, Michael Framer, had it for review. So I was really going around for months waiting for his verdict, of in general the verdict from the whole market, not only his verdict. And then finally the review came out and he was pretty happy about it. He was very positive. So that was really a relief for me. Wow, yeah, okay, so this sound is also what they like. So that was really good for me to experience.
Yeah, I remember reading that review. It was a really nice review, especially for a brand new product in that lineup. I also remember that this was a very good product that the market was really happy about, not just the reviewers. Thank you for taking us behind the scene of designing this MC Windfeld.